50 Niger Republic-bound food trucks intercepted in Zamfara. Residents trapped as flood takes over part of Lagos State. Price of cooking gas compel residents to turn to firewood and charcoal. On the foreign scene, military leaders dissolve government in Guinea. Hello and welcome to the Trust TV News Update at this hour. I'm Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for joining us. And now the news in full. 50 trucks conveying foodstuff out of the country to Niger Republic were intercepted on Monday by the Zamfara State Transport Agency. The agency, which was enforcing a presidential directive meant to arrest the food crisis and hoarding, grounded the trucks loaded with assorted grains. Confirming the interception of the 50 trucks in Zamfara, Sheikh Husani, an indigent of Zurmi town in Zurmi local government area of the state, said on Monday that the vehicles were stopped at Gidanjaja village, close to the Nigerian borders with Niger Republic. President Bola Tinubu last Thursday ordered the trial of the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, and the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, and the Director General of the Department of State Services, Yusuf Bichi, to collaborate with state governors and go after those hoarding foodstuff. On Sunday, the Nigeria Customs Service said it stopped 15 trailers conveying foodstuff through the Sokoto borders to Niger Republic. And on to security matters. The police in Kaduna State have arrested 4 suspects for alleged armed robbery in the state. The spokesman of the command, ASP Mansur Hassan, said in Kaduna State on Tuesday that the suspects allegedly terrorized some communities in the state. He said the suspects allegedly robbed innocent citizens of motorcycles and other valuables along Ado Gwarun in Mahuta community in Igabe local government area of the state. The spokesman listed the suspects as Bashir Kabir, Suraka Usman, Ibrahim Abubakar, and Buhari Abdullahi. Hassan said the police recovered 5 vehicle number plates, spare parts, and new SIM cards from the suspects. A couple of hours after gunmen stormed a village market in Achala in Awka North local government area of Anambra State to enforce the monthly sit-at-home order, security operatives have smashed an armory located at camp of the government. Security operatives also recovered 5 vehicles believed to have been snatched by the suspected gunmen during the operations. The police public relations officer, DSP Tochukwu Ikenga, explained that the gunmen escaped with bullet wounds when officers and men of the Joint Task Force stormed their hideout. According to the statement signed by the police image maker, the security operatives acted on a classified information about their hideouts in the camp. And in politics, the Plateau State chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Rufus Bature, says the party's spokesperson, Sylvanus Namang, was killed by assassins and not kidnappers, as been alleged in some quarters. The APC stalwart was murdered by unknown gunmen at a provision store in Pangshin town, located in Pangshin local government area of the state. Trust TV's Adomusa completes the report.
The mood at the party's secretariat on Monday was somber as stalwarts come to terms with the gruesome murder of their spokesperson. To them, Naman's demise is a great loss, not only to the APC and his family, but also to the entire Plateau State. The party, while alleging foul play in the circumstances surrounding his death, is however calling on security agencies to ensure a thorough investigation into the matter and fish out the perpetrators of the killing.
According to information made available to the party, Honorable Namang was dischargedly murdered at a provision store in Panshin by some gunmen suspected to be assassins, along with the owner of the store. Though details of this unacceptable and unfortunate incident are yet to be released by the security agencies, we as a party feel constrained and also seriously agitated as well as concerned about the circumstances leading to his death for some obvious reasons. Without sounding immodest as a party, we refuse to subscribe to the narrative being peddled around on the gruesome murder, even when investigations have not been concluded. Gentlemen of the press, the APC views this as a serious matter and wants to believe that some of its key members and some citizens are no longer safe in Plateau State. Consequently, we demand a thorough investigation into the murder, and the perpetrators of this dastardly act should be brought to justice to allay any fears that have at the moment engulfed the teeming supporters of APC.
The chairman also confirmed reports of threat to the life of the deceased before his death.
Many times he has come and has told us that they have been threatening him. As to who the security agencies reported to, I cannot say exactly for now. But definitely he mentioned it several times that there were threats on him.
The party chairman appealed to supporters in the state to remain calm and await the outcome of the investigation into the matter. Adon Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
To another sad development, and now to the southwestern part of the country. A zookeeper at Obafemi Awolowo University in Nigeria has been killed by one of the lions he had been looking after for close to a decade. The statement from the university said Olabode Olawuyi, who was in charge of the OAU zoo, was attacked as he was feeding the lions. The statement added that his colleagues were unable to save him as one of the lions had already fatally wounded him. The lion has since been put down. Several persons have been reportedly trapped in their houses following the over 6 hours rainfall that submerged most houses in the Alimosho local government area of Lagos State. The rain, which started around 6 a.m. in most parts of the metropolis, took over streets and bridges. The flood caused by the several hours of rainfall has impeded vehicular movement, as commercial vehicles are now avoiding the heavily impacted areas. Most affected areas are Abulegba, Command, Agege, and Egbeda area of Lagos State. And now to the south-south part of the country. Police authorities in Bayelsa State said its operatives have arrested 2 suspects in connection to Monday's land boundaries clash between the youth of Opolo and Okutuku communities in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State capital, where 2 lives were lost, many injured and property destroyed. Police spokesman in Bayelsa State, ASP Musa Mohammed, said in a statement on Tuesday that hoodlums from Opolo community, however, attacked the police team dispatched to the area and the drone operators, hijacking the drone control panel, which subsequently led to the crash of the drone. He said the arrested suspects are undergoing interrogation while efforts is still ongoing to arrest other fleeing hoodlums, while calm and normalcy have been restored to the warring area. The Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike has directed the Department of Development Control to remove all illegal settlers encroaching the Abuja Science and Technological Village in Chika, Aleta Village. The minister, along with his counterpart in the Ministry of Science and Technology, Uche Godfrey Naji, who inspected the tech village on Monday, was shocked by the activities of settlers in the village. Wike regretted that the fast encroachment was aided by the inability of the past administration to take action and stop individuals building illegally in the village, despite the payment of compensation. The minister assured that his administration would demonstrate a political will by stopping the illegal settlers. He told the Science and Technology Minister that the money expended in providing infrastructure in the village would not be a waste. Earlier, Niger told Wike that illegal settlers had encroached the buffer of the village, constituting a big risk and causing the country losses in its investment drive at a village that patterned after the London Technology Village, where the government of Great Britain was able to generate £6 billion in 6 years. You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Still to come. Surging price of cooking gas compel households to revert to traditional cooking methods. We'll bring you insights and details of this story and more to come after the break. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back and thank you most kindly for staying. But if you're just joining us, this is the Trust TV News Update. Now let's take a look at a recap of some of our top stories. 15 Niger Republic-bound food trucks intercepted in Zamfara. Plus, residents trapped as flood takes over part of Lagos State. And now moving on to other stories. Patent medicine dealers in Kano State have stormed the state government house to protest against the court judgment relocating them from the Sabongari drug market to Dangoro. The traders are asking the Kano State government to reopen their market, which was closed during the weekend. Trust TV's correspondent Idris Jibrin has details of the story.
Carrying placards with different inscription, these patent medicine dealers are out on the streets of Kano metropolis to protest a court judgment which ruled that they should be relocated from the Sabongari market to the Dongoro market, which was recently constructed. According to these traders, their market was closed during the weekend, a situation that is gradually making life difficult for them.
Day before yesterday, we went to the market and we find our shops locked, which PCN and NAFDAC collaborate to lock our shops. We know that the case we have in court is withdrawn, but the order did not give them to come and pursue us to Dangoro or any other place. So that's why we come here today as NAPMED members to complain to Kano State government.
At the Kano State government house, the traders said relocating them to Dangoro market is not the problem, as they cannot afford to pay the rent imposed on them. Hence the need for government to consider their situation by providing them with another place if they must relocate from Sabongari.
It's not as if we don't want to go to Dangoro. The major aspect of the whole thing is that major stakeholders, the career patent medicine dealers, were not carrying along when the arrangement of Dangoro was made. So if you go to that place, there are people that they are not dealers of pharmaceuticals. That is the people they gave the allocation of that place.
Receiving the protesters, the Chief of Staff to Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf assured them that government will look into their request with a view to finding a lasting solution.
They have lodged their complaint, and right now the Executive Governor of Kano State has directed me to summon the Director NAFDA here in Kano and the Consumer Protection Council for a round-table meeting for the government to understand what is the problem. But the government will do anything possible to assist lawful entrepreneurs living in the state, and it is our duty to the protection of life and properties of any citizen residing in Kano is the sole responsibility of the Executive Governor of Kano State.
The crisis with the Sabongari patent medicine dealers has been ongoing for many years, as the traders continue to resist any move to relocate them to a place considered safe for their type of business. Idris Jibrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
A significant surge in the price of cooking gas is compelling households to revert to traditional cooking methods. Utilizing firewood and charcoal, families seek alternatives to the modern convenience of gas. The cost of a kilogram of cooking gas has escalated to 1,400 naira, while a bag of charcoal now sells for 8,000 naira in Lagos, southwest Nigeria. Victoria Tokolo visited Agege area of the state. She brings us more in this report.
Firewood and charcoal, traditionally used in rural areas across Nigeria, are now emerging as alternative to cooking gas in urban centers. This shift is attributed to the soaring cost of kerosene, liquid feed petroleum gas (LPG), and electricity, with cooking gas prices reaching an all-time high of 1,400 naira per kilogram, while kerosene is being sold for 1,250 naira per liter in Lagos State. This has compelled some residents and restaurant operators to revert to the traditional methods of using firewood and charcoal. Charcoal traders here shared their insights on how the economic hardship has affected the price of charcoal, reflecting broader trends of everyday life and business operations in the region.
Before, charcoal is 3,500, they sell am 4,000, 4,500. But now it's 7. I dey buy am 7,000, 7,200. Now we dey sell am 8,000 naira. Before, the smallest one before 100 naira. Now no 100 naira charcoal again.
Before they are selling it 3,000, 4,000. But now everything don't cost 8,000 naira now. Because they are buying it inside motor, inside goods now 7,200.
Something like a 4-5 last, but now it's too cost. Everything is too cost. From farm it's too cost. Now see the market, no gain because they don't sell everything.
Many households now find themselves with limited options as they lament the exorbitant prices of gas compared to the affordability of firewood and charcoal.
I prefer this firewood past gas because like now, gas, person no fit buy gas. 1 liter of gas, it costs about 1,400 naira. And then we cannot use them, make only 2 deliver for fish, myself, or anything. So, like firewood now, if you buy like 1,000 or something. 3,500, but just of sudden it just go up to 7,500. And presently, like last week, I was informed that it's going to be 8,000 naira. And now a kilo of gas is 1,400. So for now, I prefer that charcoal. I always use gas, but now I want to go to charcoal because the price of charcoal then now pass gas.
Drink gas 12 kg. You feel it 1 to per kg, so it is 15,000 for 12 kg. And 20 kg is 24,000 naira. And you use it every day.
In light of the significant price disparity between firewood, charcoal and modern cooking fuels such as kerosene, liquid feed petroleum gas limited, and electricity, many households, particularly in Lagos State, are increasingly opting for firewood and charcoal as their preferred alternatives.
Residents of Lagos State there, and now to the southeastern part of the country. Small business owners, also known as SMEs, in Imo State have expressed total displeasure with the epileptic power supply that has continued to affect their businesses negatively. According to them, supply has become so bad that they now rely solely on their self-generated power to run their businesses. Trustee Yves Ajibade Praise reports that they are appealing to the federal government to intervene.
Some of the business owners who spoke when Trust TV News crew visited said they are frustrated with the epileptic power supply in the area. In some cases, the power outage lingers for months, a condition many of them describe as injurious to their businesses, as most of their gains always go into buying petrol or gas.
You can see now, as you are interviewing me now, are you seeing light? Gas now is 1,400. If I can be using gas every day, how much am I making? They will still bring bill for me. It's affecting me.
The light generally is very bad that our country, we don't have light. Even to work, our work is not even going well because of there's no light.
In a week, I spend fuel of 22,000 naira to run my business in a week. And at the end of the month, in a week, we don't even see light more than 2 times, up to 2 times. They will tell us that we have 2 days off, 1 day on. Even the 1 day on, we will not see.
So this light is not there. So the transformer is bad. So they are losing money. and it will help for the country, is it not? Now, what am I trying to say? People are not happy because of it. They're talking about hunger, they're talking about everything because there's no light.
They are calling on the federal government to look beyond their current policies of electricity and adopt other innovative measures that will ensure the provision of adequate power supply for both domestic and commercial use.
My brother, is very terrible. Very, very terrible. Because even as at yesterday, they brought bill in my compound. I told the woman that brought it that I will not pay. That even if I want to pay, I will pay at my own convenient time because I cannot be paying what I'm not using.
Let it help us and make sure the light is working. Let's work and do our business well. Our business is not moving well because of the light. We don't have light. We need light. Federal government, please help us. So
you go pay bill for house, you go pay for shop, light you no go see. The day NEPA man go come here and I go buy it. Maybe when I buy it, here go be correction to give to the others. I'm very, very angry and I'm not happy. Please, tell Nigerians, if there's anybody that will see this video that will listen to what we are saying, let them look for a way to in Nazi in fact, I'm saying Nazi, in particular, we don't see light. Has rent and Arielu, Oza Adehema, Okwano, I give wine.
While they are seeking immediate solution to the menace, they opine that constant electricity supply, if achieved, will boost their businesses and in the long run reposition the nation's economy for good. Ajibade Praise, Trust TV News, Owerri.
Away from Nigeria, the military in Guinea, which seized power more than 2 years ago, has dissolved the interim government in the West African nation and said it will appoint a new administration. The Presidency Secretary General, Amara Kamara, in a video statement late on Monday, said that directors of cabinet, secretary generals and their deputies would be in charge until a new government is formed. The military took power in a coup in September 2021 after the country's first democratically elected president, Alpha Condé, was deposed. The government has been in office since July 2022. UNICEF says Gaza is poised to witness an explosion in preventable child death, which would compound the already unbearable level of child death in the Palestinian territory. Dozens of European countries call for an immediate pause in the Gaza war and renew warnings against Israel's threatened ground assault on Rafah. The U.S. has proposed a UN Security Council measure that would call for a temporary ceasefire in a rival measure to the Algerian proposal that would urge ending Israel's war on Gaza. Israel has attacked Sidon, deep inside South Lebanon, claiming to hit Hezbollah weapons depot, but local reports say civilian factories were destroyed. And in sports, following the conclusion of the 34th edition of Total Energies CAF AFCON, the focus has shifted to the next edition with a preliminary draw of Total Energies CAF Africa Cup of Nations Morocco 2025, scheduled for Tuesday, 20 February 2024 in Cairo, Egypt. The preliminary round of the Total Energies CAF Africa Cup of Nations Morocco 2025 will include the 8 lowest ranked teams according to the FIFA ranking. The countries are Somalia, Djibouti, Sao Tome, Chad, Mauritius, South Sudan, Liberia, and Eswatini. The matches will be played on home and away basis during the FIFA window of 18 to 26 March 2024. The 4 preliminary round winners will join the 44 exempted teams for the group stage. The draw will be conducted at 1400 local time. Still in sports, Napoli have sacked their manager Walter Mazzarri after a series of poor performances. Partenopoi president Aurelio De Laurentiis surprised many by bringing back Mazzarri after a 10-year absence following the Rudi Garcia sacking, and his move did not lead to an uptick in form, with the coach managing just 6 wins across his 17 games in charge. De Laurentiis initially planned to wait until the summer to find a long-term replacement for Mazzari, but continued poor results have prompted him to make a change ahead of Napoli's Champions League knockout clash with Barcelona. Napoli have communicated their decision to dismiss coach Mazzari and are now ready to welcome Calzona, who will sign a 6-month deal and lead the squad until the end of the season. Calzona, who is also the manager of the Slovakian national team, will retain his role and lead the country at the European Championship in the summer. That concludes the news update at this hour. But remember, you can always follow us across all of our social media platforms and also join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentary. I am Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for your time. Join us again.